When I used to play on my Xbox One, I always wanted to see realistic shooters. However, it seems after leaving the console platform to PC, nothing has really changed. Now, I've made several videos on trying to get more information about Insurgency Sandstorm's console release. I've made videos on Hell Let Loose and should it come to console, and it feels like there is a massive subsection of the console community that really want these realistic shooters. So I want to create a sort of movement to get more games like Sandstorm coming to console. Why not? We're all gamers, and if the more hardcore style of gameplay is your thing, you should be able to experience that no matter what platform. Now, people say that there are a couple of reasons for why they can't. The main reason being the controller couldn't support all the buttons. Well, that isn't fully correct. I'm sure they could compress and simplify the mapping of the buttons to fit a controller. The only issue I could see is VoIP, as you have local chat, squad chat and commander chat on most of these styles of games. But I think we could maybe have that assigned to the D-pad, so there would be ways around it. Another argument is that the consoles aren't powerful enough, but I think most games could run on them. Especially with the PS5 and the new Xbox coming, they will definitely be able to run these in decent settings. Also, one that is frequently stated is that the developers of these games are indie and don't have the resources. Now, I partially agree with that statement, but you know what we need to do is start asking Sony and Microsoft to fund the development of these ports. Why the hell not? They have the money and resources. The only thing we need to do is show them that there is enough of a demand for the more hardcore experience on the console platforms. So if you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe if you are new, because I really think we need to get more of these games on all platforms. Looking at my own data on my videos, now I'm a small channel, but I've seen 24,000 views on my video asking for information about Sandstorm. On my World War III video I saw over 1,000 views, with everyone unanimously agreeing it needs to come to console. So there is definitely a big community for it. But I just think at the moment, you guys don't feel like you have a voice. No one really talks about this topic on YouTube, and I don't understand why. I've said in a previous video that it benefits the game as a whole on all platforms when a game comes to console, because it makes content creators make videos on more niche hardcore games. Currently, bigger YouTubers don't see much reason to make videos on Sandstorm, for example, because there isn't a big enough audience. So sadly, these hardcore shooters don't get much exposure. Once the consoles get the game, I bet you that Insurgency Sandstorm sees a resurgence of players on PC as well, as a lot of players haven't even heard about the game or just forgot about it because, like I say, nobody makes videos on it. But let me know in the comments section down below if you would be on board for more tactical hardcore games coming to consoles. But I do really think there is a big market waiting to be tapped into. I believe we will see that with Insurgency Sandstorm, which I do anticipate has come a bit too late, maybe March 2020 sort of late. Nevertheless, it will sell well, which will hopefully show these indie developers you need to start porting these games over to console. With Call of Duty Modern Warfare turning to crossplay, now is a great time to get all players from all platforms involved playing together. There's many of my friends on Discord that own PS4s and Xbox Ones who I can't play Hell Let Loose with, but I would love to. I feel like these hardcore shooters shouldn't exclusively exist on PC. There's lots of players that want a realistic hardcore shooter but can't play it just because of their platform. That shouldn't be the case. I'm also sure that a lot of console players sometimes get bored of playing the half-arsed AAA games and want to play a slower, more tactical experience. Not only that, a more authentic and realistic portrayal of World War II as a quick example. Porting hardcore shooters would add a huge amount of value to these platforms and would be financially viable to Sony and Microsoft. In conclusion, what are they waiting for? Let's get Sony and Microsoft to fund the development of these ports like they do with other indie studios. This would be beneficial for them as well, bringing in more sales for these platforms, as this would be something very new and exciting. They could maybe wait for the PS5 and new Xbox to implement this and make it a selling point of those new machines. But I think one of the big things stopping this happening is that we as a community need to show that the console community want realistic shooters. I also have a sense that if more of these games came to console, those indie teams would have way more money to play around with. In turn, their games would get bigger and better. The future would look very bright for hardcore tactical shooters. If you enjoyed and want to show your support, hit that like and subscribe button and also that bell icon so you don't miss out on a video. Lots of great things coming to the channel very soon, so stay tuned. Until next time, have a good one.